Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into it, exploring a topic that's fascinated people forever, consciousness itself.
Right.
Our source material is this really cutting-edge research report. It's challenging some big assumptions.
It really is.
So our mission is to unpack its proposals, maybe see where science might go next.
And what's so interesting, I think, is how it reframes the old hard problem of consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, that mystery of subjective experience, what seeing red feels like.
Yeah, that tough nut to crack.
Well, this report doesn't see it as this impossible wall. It calls it the methodological challenge of qualia, qualia being those subjective feelings.
Okay, so it's a challenge of how we study it.
Exactly. It argues our view has been too anthropocentric, like we've really only looked for consciousness that looks like ours, in brains like ours.
Right. So the report is basically saying maybe it's time to look wider, expand the search into, well, unexpected territory.
Precisely. A pivotal moment, perhaps.
Okay, let's unpack this. First off, let's talk about humans. How does this research suggest we refine our understanding of our own consciousness, maybe going beyond the usual methods? What jumps out at you there?
Well, the idea of covert consciousness in disorders of consciousness, DOC, that's pretty significant.
Covert consciousness, meaning hidden awareness.
Sort of.
Yeah.
By combining fMRI scans and EEG, data brain imaging, and electrical activity, basically the idea is to find solid patterns that could predict recovery.
Suggesting awareness might be there even if the person can't respond physically.
Exactly. That could totally change how we assess people, how we interact, maybe even find new ways to help.
And then, okay, this next bit gets really interesting, the cellular memory idea.
Oh, yes. That's quite radical.
The report mentions reviewing reports, anecdotes even about organ transplant recipients, people getting memories or personality changes. It suggests maybe memory isn't just in the brain.
Which raises a huge question, doesn't it? If memories, maybe even traits, could be stored outside the brain, in other tissues, what does that imply about where consciousness actually resides? Or how it's distributed?
Yeah, it blows the brain-centric view wide open.
And building on that, there's this idea of using advanced AI, not conscious AI, but embodied AI as a kind of bridge.
A bridge for what?
To help nonverbal individuals, maybe people with certain neurodivergent conditions, translate their inner states. Imagine turning complex thoughts or feelings into art or music through this AI interface.
So the AI isn't the conscious part, it's more like a tool, a sophisticated canvas to reveal consciousness that's already there.
That's the concept, a new way to express existing awareness.
That's powerful, but okay, the report goes even further. It suggests looking for consciousness in things without any nervous system at all. What does that mean for, say, sea sponges or bacteria?
Well, for something like a sea sponge, which is a colonial organism, it proposes probing for collective awareness.
Collective awareness in a sponge.
It means looking for coordinated electrical responses across the whole system. Responses to stimuli that you can't just explain by individual cells reacting on their own, if we found that.
It would suggest some kind of distributed primitive awareness.
Potentially, yes. A very basic form emerging from the collective.
And then there's decoding the language of cable bacteria using microelectrodes, machine learning, analyzing their electrical signals. That sounds like science fiction.
It is pretty wild.
Wow.
But if those signals showed complex information processing,
it would hint at something more than just simple chemical reactions, like our rudimentary awareness or protocognition.
possibly, it pushes the boundaries of what we consider processing. And related to that, there's mapping information flow in mycelial networks.
The Wood Wide Web, the fungal network.
Exactly. The hypothesis there is that these networks might show learning, even memory. They could change their signaling patterns based on repeated stress, suggesting a kind of distributed intelligence.
Wow. Okay, so connecting all these threads, where does the report land? What's the bigger picture here?
The report argues that we need frameworks like panpsychism.
The idea that experience is fundamental to matter itself.
Right. And integrated information theory, or IIT, which is more of a mathematical approach to quantifying consciousness based on information integration. These aren't just philosophical toys.
They're useful tools.
Essential tools, it argues, for actually generating testable hypotheses about consciousness wherever it might appear, in any system.
So the big takeaway then, it really challenges human exceptionalism, doesn't it? The idea that we're unique in having consciousness.
Completely. It suggests consciousness might not be this rare thing, but maybe a fundamental aspect of organized matter. manifesting across a whole spectrum.
A vast interconnected spectrum.
Yeah, and the core message really feels like a call for a shift in science, a more inclusive, more ethically aware science of consciousness, one that's genuinely open to finding awareness in unexpected forms and places. We need to be ready to look beyond our assumptions.
It's a profound shift. So here's a thought for you listening. If consciousness really is a fundamental property, not just a product of complex brains, where else might it be? Hiding in plain sight all around us, just waiting for us to figure out its language.